Look closely. That officer, standing high above the crowd. Now focus on his hand. Do you see it? A slight finger movement. So small, yet so deliberate. I pray it's not what I think it is. If the real moment of Utah's darkest day wasn't the gunshot itself, but the signal that allowed it, then everything changes. The government insists, one man, one rifle, one killer. But the deeper you go, the more the story bends. Toward someone else. Someone who may have made sure the shot was even possible. Every day brings new details. Each one stranger, darker, more revealing. A story sold to the public as clear and simple now begins to fracture. Revealing the shadows underneath. A video frame shows an officer positioned high above the chaos. The perfect vantage point. He could see every rooftop, every movement. The next frame. He's gone. No exit. No record. No report. Just vanished. Seconds before the gunfire begins. Why would a security officer disappear? Right before the most critical moment. Why did the position of protection suddenly go empty? The question now isn't who fired the shot, but who cleared the way for it to happen. 12:22 p.m., 1 minute before the shooting. The officer is seen stationed at the highest point. His line of sight covers Sorensen, Loci, and Woodbury rooftops. The same rooftops later linked to the sniper's trajectory. His duty, watch for threats, protect blind spots, and secure the stage. 12:23 p.m. The shot rings out. The officer is gone. No footage of his descent. No report of his removal. At the moment he was needed most. He wasn't there. Slow motion playback reveals it. Just before leaving the frame, his fingers move, carefully, rhythmically. To most, meaningless. To tactical experts, unmistakable. Hand signals. Military-style coordination. A tilt of the wrist. A finger twitch. The silent code for, wait. Then, go. Then, target ready. Perfect timing. Perfect sequence. This wasn't chaos. It was choreography. Now the pattern gets darker. FBI Utah, new leadership. Courtroom, new judge. Medical examiner, new coroner. Even the hospital, new CEO, new surgeon. Coincidence? Or a controlled reset? A system quietly rebuilt with fresh, loyal faces. Every layer replaced. Every check and balance, removed. After the shooting, Charlie Kirk wasn't taken to the nearest trauma center. He was driven to a hospital with a poor reputation for neck injuries. And again, new staff, new management. A choice made for treatment. Officials say Tyler Robinson fired the A306 rifle. Then dismantled it in minutes. Packed it neatly into a small bag. And walked away unnoticed. Experts say, impossible. That rifle needs tools. Time. Calm, steady hands, not ones shaking from recoil. The bag? Too small. The barrel would stick out. No gloves, no burns, no trace. It's not evidence, it's a script. Tyler's family swears. That's not him in the photo. Not the face. Not the height. Not the body language. And now, new footage shows a woman near the scene, seconds before the shot. Was she an accomplice? Or the real orchestrator? Or a choice made for control? Before the tragedy, Tyler Robinson's digital footprint painted the picture of an ordinary young man. His online life was clean. No hate speech, no violent posts, no extremist discussions. His Discord chats were filled with gaming jokes, tech talk, and casual banter with friends. His social media showed curiosity, not chaos. There was nothing in his tone, history, or behavior to suggest rage or radicalization. And then, suddenly, the story flipped. Investigators claimed his rifle was engraved with confession words, phrases that sounded less like the outburst of a disturbed mind and more like the closing lines of a scripted narrative. The engravings were neat, deliberate, and unnaturally polished, as if meant for the cameras rather than the conscience. Experts who reviewed the marks noted that the lettering seemed mechanically etched, not carved by hand under emotional strain. Even more telling, no engraving tools, metal dust, or workspace were ever found in Tyler's home. The style of writing didn't match his usual tone either. Online, he typed in lowercase, used slang and emojis. The engraving was formal, dramatic, almost theatrical. It was as though someone wanted to make sure the story fit perfectly, that the ending aligned too cleanly with the official version. A quiet digital trail followed by a weapon that screams guilt. It doesn't add up. And if Tyler didn't write his own confession, then the question becomes painfully clear: who did? Alone, each detail might look like an unfortunate accident. A disappearing officer. Bad timing. Leadership changes. Bureaucratic reshuffles. An odd hospital choice. A logistical mistake. A weapon that shouldn't fit the official story. Maybe an anomaly. But when you stop looking at them in isolation and line them up side by side, the picture shifts. These aren't scattered dots anymore. They're coordinates. A pattern. A design. A blueprint. At 12:23 p.m., the very minute a bullet ripped through the air, the officer stationed on the rooftop, the one with the best vantage point, vanished. No footage shows his exit. No paperwork explains his withdrawal. He was gone at the one moment his eyes should have mattered most. Every institution surrounding the case had quietly been put under new management. The FBI's Utah office had just undergone a complete leadership overhaul. The judge handling legal matters was a fresh appointee. The coroner tasked with the autopsy had been sworn in only weeks earlier. Even the hospital where Charlie Kirk was taken had replaced its CEO and installed a new lead surgeon despite a weak record with the very kind of injury he sustained. One or two new appointments might be chance. But every pillar, law enforcement, judiciary, medical, shifting simultaneously. Coincidence starts to lose credibility. It begins to look like a reset button had been pushed. Then there's the hospital diversion. In an emergency where seconds mean survival, Charlie Kirk was bypassed past the nearest trauma center and taken to a facility with a poor track record on severe neck wounds. The decision, chilling in hindsight, put him under the care of a team whose credentials were not only untested but newly installed. Was the route chosen for medical expertise, or for control behind closed doors? And finally, the rifle, the supposed murder weapon. Authorities claim Tyler Robinson fired an .306 rifle, then disassembled and hid it in a slim backpack within minutes while fleeing a rooftop. Ballistics experts have called that claim borderline impossible. The rifle's barrel alone exceeds the length of the bag. Breaking it down cleanly requires multiple tools, time, and steady hands, none of which were found in Tyler's possession. Handling a hot barrel without gloves would sear skin. Yet the official story assumes all of it happened seamlessly under panic, adrenaline, and chaos. Take each anomaly separately and you can rationalize it. But stitch them together and they don't resemble chaos anymore, they resemble choreography. Every gap covers another. Every decision lands exactly where it needs to. This isn't the messy scatter of random misfortune. This is a clean grid of coordination, laid out in advance, guiding the narrative toward one convenient conclusion. So maybe the question was never about who squeezed the trigger. Maybe it's about who built the stage for the shot to be taken. This case isn't just a string of coincidences, it's a coded language of events. A pattern of silent cues, subtle shifts, and deliberate placements. Signals hidden in plain sight. And when you follow those signals, they don't scatter in different directions. They converge. They point, not to a lone actor, but to a hidden hand shaping every move. A hand that arranged the vantage points. A hand that chose the replacements. A hand that diverted the ambulance. A hand that etched a confession into steel. The trigger may have ended one life. But the stage was built long before the shot ever rang out. In our next video, we'll go deeper. Past the headlines, into the signals. Into the shadows. And into the people who disappeared right before the truth surfaced. Until then, tell us where you're watching from. Drop your thoughts below. And if you want to see the next twist before it breaks the news cycle, subscribe, hit the bell, and stay alert. Because the next revelation may rewrite everything you thought you knew.